show was filmed in front of a live studio audience.
Oh great, this is exactly what I pictured when the judge said cultural immersion. I was thinking maybe some pottery classes, not whatever this aquatic nightmare is.
Welcome to paradise, roomie. Hope you brought a snorkel because the rent includes mandatory full-time.
Let me get this straight. I get arrested for disturbing the peace at an otter exhibit because I said otters were just water rats that are far. You know, I have to live with one.
Hey, I didn't volunteer for this either. Apparently teaching a human otter culture is my community service for allegedly stealing 17 fish from the aquarium gift shop.
Allegedly.
They were clearly asking for it. Sitting there all shiny and plastic wrapped. What am I? Made of stone?
Olivia Lutra, you stand accused of the gravest of otter crimes. Repeated offenses that include excessive prank schooling, unauthorized fish hoarding, and perhaps most heinous, turning the community pool into a bubble bath.
Your Honor, in my defense, everyone loves bubbles. Even Gary.
You leave me no choice. For your crimes against otter kind, you are hereby sentenced to community service.
Yeah.
By taking a human into your den and teaching her the sacred otter way until she can fish, glide, and nap like one of us, you are both bound together. Fail and you'll be banned from annual plan day forever.
You wouldn't.
Try me.
And that's how I ended up with a human roommate. Justice and slippery.
Fantastic. Is the entire floor a swimming pool?
I call it ambient moisture. It's very thing doing. Or should I say, thing swim.
That's the worst pun I've ever heard. And I once dated a guy who worked at a bakery.
Excuse me, but otter humor is a sophisticated art form. We've been perfecting it for millions of years.
Truly, because it seems like you've been perfecting the art of making everything wet valid.
How dare you? This is authentic otter living. We're naturally aquatic beings who appreciate the finer things in life, like premium algae and artisanal mud.
Is that your artisanal mud? Or did something die in here?
That's my collection of rare river stuff. Each one is personally selected and... Okay, fine, found them in the parking lot. But they have sentimental value.
Turn the closet into a water feature?
Where else was I supposed to put my medication water bottle? The bathroom was already occupied by my helper.
Or what, Sergeant?
Look, human, going to coexist, we need to understand otter culture. We don't just live somewhere. We create aquatic ecosystems that nurture our souls and... Okay, mostly we just like splashing around. But it sounds more sophisticated the other way.
Psychologist, what?
Well, yeah. How else would you keep it fresh? Dry furniture is so... human.
Silly me thinking furniture should be dry. What's next? Are you going to tell me the bed is filled with seaweed?
Oh, you're going to love the bed. I replaced the mattress with premium kelp and sea sponge. It's like sleeping on a cloud. A very wet, flaming cloud.
I'm going to die here. I'm literally going to drown in my sleep.
Humans are so dramatic. You won't drown. You'll just develop gills eventually. It's basic evolution.
That's not how evolution works.
There's the species that can't even hold their breath for more than 2 minutes. We otters can stay underwater for up to 8 minutes. We're basically aquatic superheroes.
Wow, 8 whole minutes. I'm sure that'll come in handy when you're trying to escape this landlocked apartment.
Wait a minute. This apartment doesn't have direct river access, does it?
No, Olivia. This is the 13th floor of a building in downtown. The closest body of water is the community pool. And I'm pretty sure they changed it.
What? How am I supposed to practice my swimming routine? How will I maintain my luxurious coat? How will I live my truth?
Maybe the same way the rest of us do, with crushing disappointment and high shampoo.